I knock AJ out. I deliver what I was supposed to deliver years ago. I deliver what they ran from. I deliver what he asked for $50 million for. I'm gonna give him a $50 million knockout.
I honestly listen to what people say sometimes. They're avoided, this person's running. I honestly think some people are deluded. Really, I do think that they've got some sort of a long-term concussion because no one's running. In terms of 50 million, I'm a businessman. If there was 50 million on the table, you think I'm not gonna take it for a fight?
Yeah, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're ready for that.
Anthony Joshua didn't shout, didn't show off, didn't turn it into a spectacle. He reacted like a man familiar with the story, uninterested in reruns unless it was genuine this time.
Exchange, I mean, it wasn't a few words, you know, I dapped it up with him and I said, now let's get it on. And it was simple as that.
You think fight you on next, Deontay?
I'm ready for whoever, you know, it's whoever. As long as these guys is in the heavyweight division, I'm here. You know, like I said, you can call me Mr. Clean because I want to clean up the whole division. The heavyweight division is nothing without Deontay Wilder. The character that I bring, the things that I say. What other fighter you know make things go viral? From the things that he say from different interviews.
When Deontay Wilder stepped up after defeating Derek Chisora and called him out, it carried that familiar spark, as if we were finally returning to the fight that had been teasing boxing fans for years.
To fight Deontay Wilder April 13th in my backyard this time in Wembley Arena, you know, in front of 100,000 audience. So I'm very keen to make that fight, but no fantasy contracts, just reality. You know, bringing our worth to the table and bargaining and negotiating what we're worth and making this fight happen.
I'm Deontay Wilder, WBC heavyweight champion of the world. You know, we packing that Alabama power. Joshua, we ready. Are you up for the test? Cause I know I'm the best. All you gotta do is set the date. Don't wait.
But Joshua's energy was completely different. He basically said, cool, but bring a real contract, not just another headline. And honestly, that's where things get interesting, because we've seen this before. Big talk, big expectations, and then, somewhere behind the scenes, everything falls apart.
It is that we can go tit for tat and say, he said, she said, he said, she said. I think in the reality and the scheme of things, it's a fight that we have to have. We're both in the same generation, the same era, we're both heavyweight champions of the world. So with that being said, as I said, like, there's no fantasy contracts. It's a situation where it's reality. Like, I don't like coming to a stage in my career when I'm just talking about what I'm worth and negotiations and what we're bringing to the table. It's a fight that has to happen. As I said, I'm holding 4 of the major world title belts and Wilder holds 1. So in that sense, I feel he should come to my backyard and fight me when he's ready.
Last time, it was negotiations, promotional politics, and then Wilder's loss to Joseph Parker brought the brakes down on what was meant to be a Saudi mega fight. So now, when Joshua talks about real terms, that's not hesitation, it's experience speaking. He's no longer chasing hype. He's setting the conditions.
And I spoke with our quote-unquote mutual friend, Anthony Joshua, last week and asked about you, and his words were, come see me.
We did that 5 times, and they denied me. So I don't want to hear him talking about coming to see me because we came and saw you, y'all still ran. So now that you desperate, you ain't got nowhere to go, now you want me to come and see you? No, now it's on our terms. We'll come and see you when we want to come and see you. You know, it ain't, I know the media, the people, the public, the fans want to see this fight, but why I always have to be the one to reasoning? Why I always have to be the one to lower my standards and make the...
Meanwhile, Wilder is doing what he does best, creating urgency, pushing the narrative, making it feel like the fight has to happen now. And maybe that's exactly what this rivalry needed. Both fighters are older, both have something to prove, and there's no more room for excuses. At this stage, it's not about undefeated records or perfect timing. It's about legacy. You either make this fight now, or it becomes one of those what-if matchups people debate forever. And with the way things are heating up this time, it doesn't feel like a tease. It feels like a deadline.
Tried to do that. They didn't want it. They wanted to stay behind the castle. They wanted to stay over in England. The fans over there deserve to fight there. So stay your ass over there. Now you in my country. You was a big fish in a small pond there. Now you I'm a big fish in a big pond here. Now you're here. You ain't got nowhere to go. And now you want me to come and see you? Man, when I'm in a fight, you know, I don't mean well for my opponent. anyway.
Yeah.
But when you intensify that feeling, when you make it personal for me, now I really want to hurt you. You know, the last person I felt this series about was Mr. Burn, and we see what happened to him, even the second time around. But this is even more intensified.
And just as Joshua is over there talking business, contracts, and structure, Wilder walks into that post-fight press conference and flips the entire energy into something far more raw. Forget negotiations for a moment. This man is battling inside and outside the ring at the same time. Because when Wilder talks about that Chisora fight, it's not just I won. It's I felt everything in there.
My team say, all right, this is time to push forward, put a little bit more pressure. But I held back a couple of times because when I cut his eye open, I started thinking about him being with his children. When I saw veins coming out of his temple, I started thinking about, this is a dangerous sport. I felt a little sympathy for him. I even was talking to Derek. I was like, Derek, come on, bro. We need to stop this, man. We need to stop this. He didn't say nothing. Then I started saying it again. Come on, Derek. Then he said, you hit like a bitch. So
that's a different type of fighter we're seeing now. He literally says he was in the middle of a fight thinking about Chisora's family, his health, telling him, I love you, before throwing punches. And I'm sitting here thinking, that's either the most human version of Wilder we've ever seen, or the most dangerous, because it shows he's fully aware of what this sport really costs. Then he snaps right back into that edge, calling out the referee, talking about illegal shots, broken rhythm, even hinting that the fight could have ended much earlier if things were handled differently. Now you've got two energies colliding in one person, empathy and violence.
There's out there that's still begging for money, that can't speak. Some of them is on bed. Man, it's making me think about a certain fighter that now he got to be fed through a straw when he was the breadwinner of his family. And now it's the opposite side around, and this is what boxing does for you. And when it's done, nobody cares.
That's not easy to handle across the ring. And when he casually mentions dapping up Joshua and saying, let's get it on. No drama, no shouting, just straight to the point. It almost feels like the fight is closer now than ever. But here's where it gets tricky. Wilder isn't the same guy mentally. He's talking about healing, betrayal, family, purpose, all while still claiming he wants to clean up the division. That's not the old wrecking ball Wilder. It's something more layered. And I don't know if that makes him more dangerous or more unpredictable. But I do know this. If Joshua thinks he's negotiating with the same version from years ago, he might be reading the wrong script entirely.
It wasn't a strange. It wasn't a few words. I adapted up with him and I said, now let's get it on. And it was simple as that.
They fight you on next, Deontay?
I'm ready for whoever. It's whoever. As long as these guys is in the heavyweight division, I'm here. Like I said, you can call me Mr. Clean because I want to clean up the whole division. The heavyweight division is nothing without Deontay.
And just as Wilder is over there talking about being back, healed, ready to clean up the division, like it's 2019 all over again, Johnny Nelson walks in and delivers the coldest reality check you'll hear all week. No sugarcoating, no nostalgia, just straight assessment. He literally looks at that fight and says, yeah, it was entertaining, but let's not lie to ourselves. And I respect that, because too many people confuse chaos with quality. Johnny's point is that both guys gave it their all, but the level isn't what it used to be. When he compares it to two drunks trying to figure it out, I'm thinking, that's harsh, but also kind of accurate if you really break down the timing, reactions, and sharpness. Then he goes even further, saying Wilder has nothing left. No snap, no explosion.
It was like dealing with a couple of drunks. That's what it was like. How do you make sense of it? Who would you tell that's wrong, that's right? It was like dealing with a couple of drunks. And so when that was the case, the referee, he couldn't win no matter what he did. He was in a lose-lose situation.
Now we've got a full-on clash of narratives. Wilder is talking rebirth, while Johnny is talking decline. And that's where it gets uncomfortable, because both can feel true, depending on your perspective. But when the AJ conversation comes up, Johnny shuts that door quickly, saying that famous right hand isn't the same weapon anymore. That completely changes the danger level of the fight. If Wilder isn't the one-shot eraser anymore, then what exactly is he bringing against Joshua? Suddenly, this matchup isn't about fear. It's about timing again, but in a different way. Who's catching whom at the right moment in their career? And Johnny isn't saying it with hype. He's saying it like a man who's seen fighters stay too long and pay the price. That's the part that lingers, not who wins, but whether this version of Wilder is even the same threat people remember.
I watched the video on his channel today, and he said if Wilder lands on AJ could still be in trouble, but from what you saw last night, I don't think you think that, right?
Wilder's snapper's gone. Wilder's TNT is gone. Wilder's that punch is gone. He couldn't even let it go. He's just gone. So I don't believe that. I think Carl might be setting the cat amongst the pigeon.
And just when Johnny Nelson is over there sounding like the final warning siren for an entire era, Tyson Fury strolls in with that calm, almost casual tone. But listen closely. He's saying the same thing, just dressed differently. Fury looks at Wilder and doesn't even debate it. He flat out says the man is shot, can't pull the trigger, basically fighting with one hand. And I'm sitting here thinking, that's not rivalry talk, that's a diagnosis. But then he pivots, and this is where Fury gets interesting. While everyone's talking about decline like it's already happened, he's like, nah, I'll let you know when I'm sliding. And I believe him, not because he said it, but because of how he carries it. No panic, no urgency, just I'm still here. Then he brings up AJ, and instead of piling on, he gives him this unusual mix of respect and critique. Yeah, maybe a little gun-shy since Ruiz, but still dangerous, still physically elite. That's Fury subtly keeping that fight alive without begging for it.
I've got to treat everybody exactly the same, with the same mentality. So yeah, he's a dangerous opponent, and I won't be treating him any different to any opponent that might be around today. For instance, Wilder's, Joshua, Usyk's, anybody, all about the same.
Where do you rank him against former opponents? You mentioned Wilder.
I don't know because I never fought him, but I could answer that after the fight. Then I'd let you know that the answer to that question. Having just guessing, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, obviously, he's fought.
I know he's ranked number 5 in the world, so that
which is pretty.
And the funniest part, he treats his actual opponent like a business meeting. No trash talk, no drama. Just get in, get out, go home, eat chocolate, like he's clocking in for a shift. That mindset alone is dangerous because it means emotions aren't part of the equation. But the real line that stuck with me is when he says wins don't matter unless he feels them. That right there explains Fury better than any highlight reel ever could. He's not chasing records, he's chasing moments. Meanwhile, everyone else is either trying to prove they're still relevant or cash in before the clock runs out. And that's why this heavyweight scene feels so strange right now, because you've got one guy saying, I'm not sliding, while quietly pointing at others who already might be. Step back and look at the whole picture, and it doesn't feel like one story anymore. It feels like 4 different realities crashing into each other at the same time.
Fight the other night, Wilder comes out and he says, yeah, I'd fight Moses Atama. How does that go?
I think it's just for the wrong reasons. Frank would have to give him a good few million to fight him. It's for the wrong reasons.
To fight
and if you've already had 40, 50 million and spent that, what goes another 2 or 3 million to you?
Yeah.
Pointless. To get embarrassed by a young kid in front of the world, and you're only going to...
Joshua is moving like a businessman who's done chasing ghosts. Wilder speaks like a man who's been through something deeper than just wins and losses. Johnny Nelson calls it how he sees it, with zero emotion attached. And Fury is just watching it all, like he already knows how this ends. That's what makes this moment in heavyweight boxing so strange. Nobody's really on the same page, yet they're all connected by the same question. Who's actually still that guy? Is Wilder reborn or fading? Is Joshua evolving or just being careful? Is Fury really untouched by time, or just better at hiding it? That's the tension right there. And it's why this potential clash still matters. It's no longer about hype. It's about truth. Somebody's version of reality is about to get exposed the moment that bell rings.
Holds all the belts 12 months from now.
I don't know. They're all the people who's got them now. Usyk's 39-year-old. He doesn't want to be fighting anybody other than people he's going to get paid heavily for. So that'd be probably me. And yeah, the rest of it, it's not worth talking about. Yeah, Fabio's on the way up. He's doing his thing. He's doing really well. Congratulations to him. And he's got to do what the other people have done before him. Go on and fight people and get more popularity and become a big star.
Yeah.
Not just in Ipswich, but in the UK and globally.
Drop your take in the comments. Let's really dive into it. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.